You're watching Mark Anthony, the Vegas Tourist.
Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I am Mark Anthony. I am the Vegas Tourist. It is April 30th. This is the last day of lockdown part 1. Today our illustrious governor is going to once again address his faithful serfs and tell us that we're screwed for another 14 days or 30 days or whatever he pulls out of his backside. A lot of people on my tours ask me about living in Las Vegas, and one of the things that they always do is, how do you get used to the heat in the summertime? Well, this is a really good example of that. Okay, it is now 86 degrees. It is 7:15 in the morning. We have what's called a excessive heat advisory, which means it's probably going to get close to, if not break, the 100-degree mark. I forget what that is in Celsius. It's just large. And normally we don't do that in April. We'll do that in May, but whatever. This is just this whole year is just not normal. And so I always, so I'm out running errands, and that's part of my answer. Sorry, I'm also having breakfast. Is you don't get used to it, you tolerate it, because we love living here, because there's so many other advantages to it that we just tolerate it. To survive in Vegas, whether it's economically, socially, or whatever else, is that Vegas, you adapt to it and you tolerate the bad stuff because of the good stuff. Vegas, if you are unable to adapt to anything, if you are stuck in your ways or raised in a certain way that you cannot change your ways, Vegas will eat you up. You will not survive here. And that is one of the biggest things when I talk to people who have moved here and they think, this is hell on earth. I can't live here. 9 times out of 10, it's because they refuse to adapt to their surroundings. Sorry, I haven't been to a barber in a month. Like for us, you do things in the morning or you do things late afternoon, early evening, when the sun sets and it's supposedly a lot cooler. Parks here in the summertime are often open till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. The basketball courts, tennis courts, what have you, are open late into the night, because that's when families are going to go out to them. We tend to huddle in our houses, in our offices, in our air-conditioned cars until then. It's kind of like jobs here. People with that 9-to-5 attitude aren't going to survive here. When I first moved here, and I was a chauffeur on the Strip, a very good friend of mine moved here, and his mentality was he could not adapt to not working 9 to 5 or having a job that he was not college educated for. And people like that fail here constantly. People will have 1 or 2 jobs. That's just how it is. I find that I work best late at night. So I used to be a nighttime chauffeur, and I loved it. Being a tour guide, people don't want to see Hoover Dam at 9 o'clock at night, and they don't want to see the Grand Canyon at 9 o'clock at night. So I adjust. But when I'm doing my freelance stuff, I do it at night, because that's what I like to do. A lot of people here, they have a side job, or they have a website that they sell on eBay, they do Amazon, whatever. This is not a 9-to-5 town. You survive the rough spots because the good in my mind, outweigh the bad. To be able to have a day off, like on Tuesday, jump in my Jeep, and in 30 minutes, I'm on some trail in some national park someplace here. That's what I love about the fact that Vegas is not that 9 to 5 town, but to survive it, to survive the summer, to survive the heat, it's not getting used to it. It's just you tolerate it because in 3 months it's going to be over with. Okay, it's like I just said. It's 7 o'clock. It's 86 degrees. There's a nice cool breeze out. Right now is just a beautiful time to be here. I know in 2 hours I'm going to be locked in my house doing my computer stuff, or I'm going to be in my pool. Right. The fact that I don't have to deal with snow in the wintertime, I don't have to deal with ice, unless I want to go up to the mountains, I don't have to deal with it. That's why I survived these 3 months. I can drive for 4 hours and I'm on a beach. I can drive for 2 hours and I'm in the mountains. I can, jump a plane pretty cheap here and fly anywhere in the world with very little notice. That's some of the side advantages of being here. But you do not get used to the heat. You just tolerate it and you adjust. It's like I said at the beginning, you go out in the early mornings or you go out late afternoon, early evenings, and everything is adjusted for that. Walmart normally stays open either to midnight or 24 hours. Okay, used to be everything stayed open here 24 hours. That is not really the case anymore. Midnight is really kind of the common cutoff point. So yeah, it's surviving Vegas. It's not that we get used to it. It's just that we survive the summer heat. But we adapt to it, and our social support network, stores, businesses, things like that, are also built around that. Stores stay open till midnight. They open earlier because we are a 24-hour town. So, surviving Vegas. I am the Vegas Tourist. Have yourself a wonderful day. If you have any questions about Vegas and beyond, don't forget I do a lot of stuff outside of Las Vegas. So. I am the Vegas Tourist. If you have any comments, questions, or things like that, leave them in the show notes down below. I'm Mark Anthony, and I will catch you on the next video.